This is another completely random Victorian picture I've bought and researched to find his family. Malcolm Barnett was born in 1844 in Lewisham, Kent, into a family that enjoyed a privileged lifestyle. His father, Henry, worked as a surgeon in London, which meant they had access to comforts many could only dream of. The first half of his childhood was spent at 70 Lee Park with 6 siblings and various domestic workers, including a house servant, a housemaid, a nurse, and a coachman. Malcolm had access to a lot of support while growing up. The presence of a nurse in their home signified their high social status. The working classes didn't have these luxuries and often found themselves in overcrowded workhouses when illness struck. As Malcolm grew older, his family moved to Montpellier Row in Blackheath, where he spent the remainder of his childhood. In 1878, he married Mary Louisa Carr and they settled at 4 Pagoda Villas. Malcolm found work in the stock exchange industry while raising 4 children: Lascelles, William, Lillian, and Violet. The 1891 census showed Malcolm, his wife, and 2 sons lodging with Mary Stokes, while his 2 daughters were noted at their uncle's house. It's possible they were just visiting on that particular day of the census. By the time of the 1901 census, they had all reunited living back in Blackheath. However, his journey wasn't without its hardships. His son, William, died in India from septicemia in 1912. Then his remaining son, Lascelles, lost his life during World War I in France just 4 years later. Malcolm himself passed away shortly after in 1917. This is another picture that I want to reunite with descendants. Clement Stone Wigg was born in 1856 in Paddington, London, to parents John and Ellen. His father was listed as an esquire, a title often associated with landowners. This implies that the family likely led a life of affluence. Clement went on to study at Trinity College in Oxford, where he earned a master's degree. He later established a successful law practice. This is his business card from 1877, with a handwritten note. In 1884, he married Marion Maxwell Wyatt, whose family were also upper class. Her father was a knight, and her mother held the title of Lady. The couple married at St. Peter's Church on Eaton Square in London. Marion wore a satin gown with lace flowers, a pearl-encrusted petticoat, and a veil secured with diamonds and pearls. The couple settled at 18 Brackin Place in Kensington. Those houses today have been converted to flats almost worth £3 million. They had 1 daughter called Ellen Mary in 1886, and their home had several servants. By October 1908, Clement was suffering with hemiplegia, a term used to describe one-sided body paralysis. 12 days later, he passed away at Herbert Crescent in Chelsea after the bottom of his lungs filled with fluid. His obituary in the newspaper described how he had many friends in the neighbourhood and that the news was met with regret.